Slum.
In 1875, many slums were destroyed and better homes were built.
Foster.
The Madeline Pratt you know fosters relationships with incredibly powerful people.
Modification.
We made some modifications to the uniform.
Refuge.
If ever you should change your mind, you will always find refuge here.
Spacecraft.
We got a spacecraft with a science laboratory on Mars.
Heir.
Every king needs an heir.
Soar.
And pretty soon there were flames 30 foot high, sort of soaring up into the night sky.
Entertainment.
Playing games is part of people's entertainment in daily life.
Recession.
We turned recession into recovery.
Contest.
You've won second prize in a beauty contest.
Setback.
But for every success, there are always setbacks.
Exclude.
Tolson was excluding me from meetings.
Neglect.
Maybe your dad loved cars so much that he neglected you as a child.
Pigment.
Pigments bring colour to the world.
Arena.
2 weeks ago, the Manchester Arena was attacked by a suicide bomber.
Awkward.
First dates are always awkward.
Ore.
Miners found ore and gold in mountains.
Sketch.
The sketch book and the crayons go here.
Emanate.
That power plant is emanating enough gamma energy to wipe out the state.
Enfold. Mrs. Weasley sobbed harder than ever as she enfolded Harry in her arms.
Expel. He was about to be expelled because he failed my course.
Integrate.
But not many are able to integrate innovation into their business.
Loan.
I'm still trying to pay off my student loans.
Disruptive.
Such tariffs would be hugely disruptive.
Pose.
Climate change poses the same threat right now.
Occur.
So this strange event occurred in 1994.
Companion.
I ask you to walk through life with me, to be my constant companion.
Demonstration.
Opposition to the war led to bigger and bigger demonstrations.
Biographer.
Years from now, my biographer might ask you about this event.
Menace.
He was a menace. Get rid of him.
Justify.
Nothing justifies killing innocent people and animals.
Dictate.
Yes. So you dictate, I'll type.
Humidity.
How could you know the humidity and temperature?
Peak.
I'm 31. I'm at the peak of my physical beauty.
Topple.
Earthquakes toppled cities within hours.
Paralyze.
My pulse stopped. My heart stood still. My stretched arm was paralyzed.
Vital.
We believe that laptop contains secrets that are vital to national security.
Ensure.
We want to ensure the safety of our guests.
Dramatic.
Because we've seen dramatic changes for women.
Coma.
And the sudden loss of blood has caused her to slip into a coma.
Irrigation.
We plan to set up a modern system of irrigation.
Evaluate.
So obviously I'll be evaluating everyone's performance.
Photograph.
Everybody in that photograph is smiling.
Expansion.
Even in times of economic expansion, inequality grows.
Cautious.
Let's be cautious. We need to think clearly.
Foretell.
It was foretold that we would meet again.
Inflict.
Did he ever intentionally inflict emotional distress?
Perspective.
She's meeting with a prospective client, so she says.
Retirement.
They took early retirement last year.
Clarity.
That first paragraph has to have more clarity.
Convince.
I am confident I can convince him of the truth.
Restoration.
Today, the theater is closed for restoration.
Aspersion.
That is only the latest aspersion cast on various police forces by this affair.
Customary.
So, when two leaders meet for the first time, it is customary to have an exchange of gifts.
Haunt.
I thought I would die here and haunt it ever after.
Chaos.
The kitchen's in chaos when Vicky's been cooking.
Existence.
Joe Beelar believes in the existence of Bigfoot.
Tentative.
I heard you had some tentative travel plans.
Minority.
Creative people are a distinct minority.
Colossal.
2 words that made a colossal difference in my life.
Counsel.
You seek my counsel, and yet you choose to ignore it.
Frenetic.
We need the frenetic, patriotic energy.
Hurricane.
Why did the hurricane destroy our town?
Simplicity.
For simplicity, we can classify forces into 2 types.
Distrust.
Distrust for the United States government was growing.
Spineless.
He's a coward. He's a spineless beast, and it's okay to say so.
Disaster.
But are these natural disasters simply bad weather?
Endanger.
You will endanger your health if you smoke too much.
Psychology.
Sweet says that he's an expert in human psychology.
Decline.
All across the world, turtles are in decline.
Obsolete.
With the increasing popularity of e-books, will printed books become obsolete?
Assert.
You assert that Mr. Rhodes harassed you.
Suicide.
I cannot live, he wrote in a suicide note.
Committee.
The president of the Japanese Olympic Committee is resigning.
Preserve.
You built it, so now preserve it.
Costly.
Higher education in the United States is costly.
Demonstrate.
He demonstrated scientific principles using everyday objects.
Criticism.
She can't take criticism about her driving.
Frown.
Too many questions, frowned my sister.
Beneficial.
Some insects are beneficial to humans, while others are pests.
Rely.
Stop relying on a computer to do your job for you.
Innocent.
Layla is innocent of this crime.
Isolate.
Right, we can isolate her away from the others.
Emphasis.
I think people place too much emphasis on their careers.
Partisan.
President saying it's not a partisan statement, but a statement of fact.
Surpass.
Well, looks like the student has surpassed the teacher.
Conservation.
I've dedicated half my life to the study and conservation of bears.
Productive.
In fact, the morning may be the most productive part of your day.
Expand.
Towns will expand to cities.
Sophisticated.
They're like your daughter. Educated, sophisticated.
Explosion.
Everyone said that he was killed by a gunpowder explosion.
Resentment.
Sometimes we push too hard, and that leads to a lot of resentment and guilt.
Payroll.
Last month, non-farm companies added 228,000 workers to their payrolls.
Permanent.
I was going to offer him a permanent job with us.
Grab.
Ron suddenly grabbed Harry's arm.
Ecosystem.
Fishing also has impacts on broader ecosystems.
Riser.
You city folks sure are late risers.
Award.
Which film has won the most ever Oscar awards?
Diverse.
China has diverse natural conditions across its land.
Escalate.
I guess it was only a matter of time until this escalated into an all-out war.